So you guys know the drill. It's Money Sundays. That means I'm going to need you guys to stay tapped into this one from the start to the end, because I've got a good one for you in today's video. Check it out. We got the S&P 500 just went ahead and printed the best May it's had in 35 years. This is what they're telling you. This is what they're feeding you out there, guys. But I want you guys to see what's going on behind the scenes, because this is what they're not showing you. This is what they're not telling you. As a matter of fact, the S&P 500 has returned nothing this year, and it's only getting worse, right? Check out the charts. We got what we call a double top reversal pattern that's printing right now, guys. This is not a good sign for the markets. When we see this in the markets, it often leads to lower prices, guys. And that is just what's around the corner. But they're not going to give you this information. They're not going to tell you this information, but I am. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go one step further than that and tell you guys that this is an incredible time to make a lot of money in the markets. Why? Because you can use what we call put options to take advantage when prices in the markets move lower. So where you have the overall market S&P 500 printing nothing this year, delivering nothing to investors, you guys can be in the options market just running up the bag. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let you guys in on a secret, because that's exactly what we have been doing for the entirety of 2025, guys. We've been printing a lot of money in the options market, and we are not going to stop. As a matter of fact, let me just go ahead and show you guys what it looks like when you're in the options market running up the bag, right? So check out some of the members from over the team. We're starting with TCJ, all right? The last time we ran put options on SOXL and Mara, my guy TCJ went ahead and pulled in $260, $470, absolutely knocking out of the park with us. But it doesn't stop there though. Check out RV Gardner in the building, right? On SOXL went ahead and printed $1,039. Doesn't stop there. Went ahead and added to that with a $280 win on Mara. You guys can see that when it comes to the options market, there is nothing that beats it in terms of generating wild returns, right? We've got Tahome in the building, went ahead and made 80% on GME, 64% on Mara, 80% on SOXL, guys. This is what it looks like when you are taking advantage of the options market, all right? When you're using it as a vehicle to make money when the markets move up, but very importantly, when the markets move down as well, all right? We got Simon went ahead and pulled in a cool $1,000, and these are just only a few of the members I just want to share with you guys, just show you what it looks like when you are knocking out of the park in the options markets. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that link down below and you join us over at the Patreon, so that you guys know exactly when it's go time, so you guys can start participating and joining us on these options trades. Because as I showed you guys, we've been cooking the markets the entire year. It's now June, it's now a fresh month, and as we move into the back end of the year, we are not stopping. All right, we've got our fire under our belts. We're going to continue this steam, continue this momentum right till we close out the year, and we would love to have you there. But that being said, guys, listen, in this video, what I want to do is show you guys a few plays that we are getting prepared to take put options on. And if you guys want to make some fantastic sums of money in the market, you want to be tapped into these names, you guys know, right through from Monday to Sunday, I'm always delivering you guys the bangers, always delivering you guys the plays. Why? Because I want nothing but the best for you guys. Listen, the markets have blessed me, and it's time for me to bless all of you guys. That being said, let's run the first play. We got Mara, all right? That's $14.08 right now as we are speaking. Now, listen, guys. We run Mara options every single month without fail. We did it in January, February, March, April, May. Now we just kicked off a brand new month. Now we're getting prepared to do it all over again, and I cannot wait. You guys know anytime we talk about Mara, it's time for you guys to start making some money, all right? That being said, what I want you guys to understand with Mara is, and all of these option plays, we want to understand what we call what pressure points are. This is where the markets are struggling. This is the price levels where we're seeing a lot of buyers met with heavy selling activity, right? That being said, let me show you guys the charts. You guys can see that when it comes to that 16.50, those $16 ranges, those levels, guys, Mara's having a really tough time pushing above that price level. Really tough time. So you got some real interesting levels of pressure when it comes tomorrow. And this is what makes this one such a phenomenal play to take options on. But that being said, you guys know if we want to make money in the options market, we're not looking at the stock market. We have to flick over to the options chain, because this is where the magic happens. All right, so let me go ahead and get you guys well acquainted with the Mara options chain before we go ahead and kick off a brand new week in the markets. All right, listen, there's one reason why all of us over here love Mara options, and that is because they are so cheap to get into. If you guys are a beginner, if you're brand new, if you're fresh to the game, I'm telling you guys, Mara options is where you want to start off, because an option on Mara is going to set you guys 50 to 70 bucks. Super cheap. All of you guys have 50 to 70 bucks lying around spare to start participating, to start getting active in Mara options. It acts as an amazing start, amazing foundation for you guys to build your empire in the options market. All right, guys. And as I said, we run Mara options every single month, and this month is going to be no different. But I want you guys to understand this. When I say we're getting prepared, it doesn't mean that we're ready to take options in 24 hours time. The same thing, a neurosurgeon, when he's about to operate on a patient, doesn't just look at the patient details the day before. The same way an aircraft that's going to take 200 passengers on a transatlantic journey doesn't just have the engineers in 24 hours before. Guys, these things happen multiple days, sometimes multiple weeks in advance, in preparation. Guys, in our game in the options market, there's no different. But that being said, we are preparing, and I want to make sure that you guys are also ready for the climb in these options. Because one thing I want you guys to understand is when we run the options, we are looking for that 100%, the 125%, 150%. All right, I'm gonna let you guys in on the secret. Our very last option play, we ran it up 300%. So when I say you can make explosive returns, I really mean you can make explosive returns. All right, guys, this is how you guys change your destinies. This is how you guys change your futures through one of the most incredible vehicles to multiply and duplicate money, and that is the options market. Now, if you guys look through the options market, guys, we've got tons of different contracts. We've got tons of different dates we can choose from. So I know for my beginners who are fresh to the options market, this might seem overwhelming. This might seem daunting. This might seem an area that you don't know anything about. But here, listen, I'm here to guide you. I'm here to hold your hand every step of the way to make sure that you hit success. We've got tons of members over in the team, over at the Patreon, who literally just started 2 weeks ago, and they're already running up 500 here, 700 there, and there's no reason why you can't do it as well. What I've done over the last decade is I've simplified the game to ensure that all the beginners have access to this market. There was once a time where the beginners didn't have access to the options market like we do now. All right, so when it comes to Mara options, guys, phenomenal. There's nothing better in the markets. There's no better play when it comes to getting in cheaply than these Mara options. But it doesn't just stop there though, because we are also looking to play SOXL, right? Currently 1606. Guys, we love SOXL. We play it to the upside, we play it to the downside. This is what we call two-way action. But again, when it comes to SOXL, given everything that's taken place, you guys see Trump is out there fiddling with the markets. 1 minute he's on good terms with China, the next minute he's accusing them of breaching terms, the next minute he's introducing new tariffs on different industries. This is all a mess, right? And as a result, there's certain markets that get hit by this. There's certain markets that get influenced and affected by it. And one of these markets, guys, is the market SOXL operates in, and that's semiconductors. But you already know, guys, we need to go ahead and look at the options chain to see what contracts we're going to get into, right? Because this is where the magic happens. We need to look at the options chain. Now, we do the work of the stock market, but we flick over to the options chain to actually get into the option, okay? So when it comes to these options, guys, we're always looking at 1 or 2 weeks out. I don't want you guys scrolling, going to 1 month out, 3 months out, 4 months out. You don't need to do that, all right? Because listen, the further out you go, the more expensive the options contracts get. So if I'm in August, guys, these option contracts, they're going to go for several $100. Look at that, $300. We don't need to do that, all right? We could just stay in the ranges of 1 to 2 weeks, and also allows us to take our profits sooner. And that's what we want. We want to get to the bag as soon as possible. Typically, we're in our options for a couple of days, 1 or 2 days. We're in, take our money, get out, wait for the next opportunity, get in, and we just rinse and repeat. We do the same thing over and over again. That's what we've been doing for the entirety of 2025, and we are not stopping. But here's the thing, let me give you guys a blueprint. If you're new to the market, if you're new to the game, I want you guys, if you're new, to be picking up 1 to 3 option contracts. Okay, so an option contract in SOXL is going to run you $70. So when it's go time, when we're ready to go, 1 to 3 options is what you should be aiming for. Now we win that, we take it up 100%. So let's say you put in $300, you take that up to $600. Now you've got more capital, now you've got more firepower for your next time round. A few more of these, stack a few more wins under your belts, you're going to graduate from the 1 to 3 contracts to the 5 to 6 contracts. And then you're going to keep building. Next thing you know, you're going to be in the double digits, then you're going to be in the medium double digits, and the high double digits, then the triple digit territory. Okay, so that's how you scale your options empire. But it starts from a base, it starts from a foundation. I have laid the groundwork for you guys. I just want you to follow in my path. Okay, so 1 to 3 contracts, my beginners, is where you want to be aiming for. But you guys know, we're not stopping there. We're also looking at Apple. Okay, so looking at some Apple put options for the month of June. This thing is currently $200, guys. If we take a look at the charts, take a look at that 6 month, guys, you can see that Apple is testing the hell out of this $200 support level. Okay, this is a sign. If we are to see a break, it could be go time on these options, guys, and it could be go time to send these down all the way into the 180s. I want you guys to be ready. I want you guys to be prepared for that eventuality. So guys, come, take a look. Let me introduce you guys to the Apple options chain. I'm going to give you guys some of the secret sauce to the options game right now. Take a look. We got what we call the IV percentile. Now, I'm sure all of you guys have taken Uber rides before, and I'm sure all of you guys have been hit by those surcharges. Annoying, right? But listen, the same thing exists in the options market. We have what we call surcharges, where the price of the option is higher than where it typically is. Take a look. The IV percentile for these Apple options are running at 29%. Guys, that means that right now these Apple options are much cheaper than where they normally are. So that's why we want to be taking advantage of the Apple options for the month of June, right? Because when we get some normal pace coming back into these options, guys, we can see some explosive return potential. We're talking 150, 175% in these Apple options, right? This is a gold mine of an opportunity, and I just want to make sure that you guys know that, right? So as we get ready to go through, kick off a brand new month of June, these are where we want to be making the money. We want to be taking advantage of the situation that's happening in the stock market right now with the options market and just delivering accelerated, explosive returns. All right. So guys, listen, hope to see you there. Hopefully you guys are participating with us. Hopefully you guys are going to be knocking out of the park. So we all come down, celebrate together, bottles in the chat, and do what we love to do. All right. So guys, that's the video for today. I'll see all of you guys on the next one.